Good thing
Yeah.
we're kind of low key around here, so we'll be okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's right up my alleys.
Awesome. I think
Yeah.
I'm actually sitting on my kids, of course, had slime. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like,
Oh God, yeah.
oh yeah, and I think I'm sitting on it. So this should be it. This should be good.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, look, I can see myself wiping slime off of my leg. Okay, that means we're live, which is great. So I just have some questions for you here, and you are, I'm not sure, like it's totally up to you, but your video is off. So if you want us to see you, you can turn it on or you can keep it off. It's totally up to you.
Okay. Yeah. What do I push?
And I'm going to start. Oh, I think I am recording. Perfect. Let's go.
Oh,
Recording. All right. And I'm going to press
there we
go.
go.
There. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so everybody who is tuning in on Facebook, I am in two places at once. So I'm talking to you on Zoom, and then hopefully I am on Facebook talking to, yes, I am here. And so we're just going to get started with some questions for you. I know that it's usually I'm talking to people, my own clients in the group, but here I have the great I'm just so appreciative that a husband of a client is interested in chatting with me today. And so here I have Russ, and this is Brenda's husband. And Brenda's been my client for some time now, and I've loved watching her transformation and her kind of get going in the Stick to It system. And this is her other half. And so I just thought, well, actually, it was kind of an idea from you guys a couple of months ago, I think, wasn't it? That you guys thought maybe if we heard the perspective from a husband, because a lot of times when us as the wife start something new, it can be something that's hard to translate, like some of the information of what me and a person might talk to, it's hard to translate that to a husband and for them to understand, like, what is it like what is this, right? We've heard about diets, we've heard about, all these different plans that we can all go on, but really, what is this? So this is so great that you've been willing to do this, and so I won't steal all your time. I know today is your day off, so you may as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
Fine.
so, Russ, I'd love to ask you, would you be able to tell me about the challenge of watching your wife go through so many diets prior to the Stick to It system? That's where we'll start.
Oh my gosh. It's really hard to watch. She would try a diet and there'd be a limited success and watch her struggle. And at one point we took her scale and we smashed it with the skid steer and to get rid of it. And yeah, it was really hard and frustrating on her and on me just to watch the 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 heartache she went through doing it. It was really hard.
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
wasn't fun for her, and it wasn't fun for either one of us to
Wow.
watch it. And you can give her all the support and help that you can, but but they just weren't made for her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I love hearing that. Obviously, like the crashing of the skid steer was out of love, right? Like it's,
Mhm.
oh, I don't want to see this number affect you in this way anymore. And for her to say, yeah, I'm not going to let it affect me. And so I love that, like clearly it's something that in support of her, right? We don't want her to
Yeah.
go down because of this number. And
Yeah,
so,
we have a video of it somewhere. I'm not sure if we still
do
do
we?
or not. But yeah, so
I love that. Okay, when you find it, I will want to see that. That's for sure. I'm sure Brenda will share it with our group. And
sure.
so I'm curious if Brenda ever asked you to keep her accountable for keeping her staying on top of her past diets. Is that something that she ever did to you?
Yes,
Okay.
and it didn't go well at all,
And why was
really.
that?
Well, I guess when she would kind of sneak or go off her diet a little bit is because she wanted some chocolate or sugar or needed it, and then so I would you know, not off, like there was only a couple times when I'd say, are you sure you want to do that? And, yes, I do. And, okay. And then I thought, okay, why am I the one holding you accountable when it's you that has the final say in what goes into your body? It's up to you to be accountable to yourself. You know, I can't force you not to eat something if you want it. And so yeah, it's yeah, we don't do that anymore.
That didn't go over so well.
Not really, no.
Yeah, and if she's anything like me, like I heard, like you said, well, I just want it, right? Like it's just stop watching what I'm eating. I've planned. I'm already eating it. You know, I totally can relate with that because, and poor you, right? Poor all of our husbands are left being like, well, you told me to help you, and now I'm stuck, right? It's all out of okay, I'm just doing what you want me to do.
Yeah.
And so that's completely understandable. Kind of puts you in a bit of a corner, hey? Like
oh, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Not really a fun place to be. And so do you have an idea how many diets Brenda went on?
Oh, probably 3 or 4 that I can think of off the top of my head. And some of them, like she'd tell me about them and I'd go, well, if you really want to try it, I'll support you. You know, I didn't, some of them I thought were a little not healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and there is any diet or food plan or anything like that, excuse me, it's a long-term plan, and no magic pill or drops or anything are gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and some of them were, yeah, they just kind of went, ugh. And you know, and on some, I'll be fair, she did lose a lot of weight, but she starved herself and it was so unhealthy, and she was not good, like not in a good headspace or anything with it. And yeah, it was another one of those painful situations to watch her go through to deal with that. So, but yeah, she's been through quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so some of them, right, will work, but like you said, like the headspace wasn't there to keep it off, or it wasn't in a healthy way.
Yeah, no support. It wasn't a healthy diet, and yeah, it just it was horrible. It was terrible. Yeah,
And probably hard for you to watch too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, it is, because you know, watch your wife go through this agony and starving and everything, and it's just, oh God, it's hard to, can't do it. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And so that kind of answers the next question, where I was going to ask you, would you be able to describe your feelings as you watched your wife go through so many diets without being able to stick to them? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's agony. Yeah. Agony is about the best word I can describe to watch her go through it and struggle, and the restriction of how much food you can eat and what you're allowed to eat and all that. It's not, to me, it never seemed right. It never felt right to me.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's, and one, how can I word this? One way of eating does not fit all people.
Right.
So, yeah. And that never ever made sense to me. How can this work for everybody? Well, no, like, you're all, every person is individual. Their bodies are different types, and how can it work for everybody? It can't. In my mind, it can't. It's impossible. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a very smart way of looking at it too, because we are like, what works for me might not work for somebody else, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You know, and it was really frustrating. This one, I don't know, it was diet or whatever we tried. It was, you know, with a bunch of shakes and all that. Well, we did it together, and I lost a pile of weight. I lost too much weight, and poor Brent struggled through the whole thing. So, you know, it's, that was another horrible, tough thing to go through and watch. It was so frustrating. Yeah.
Right. As
Yeah.
you're doing it to support her, you're the one who loses the weight and she doesn't. And you see, you're doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And we ate the same and we did everything the same. And yeah, and I was starving and losing like yeah, and that wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to her. Here I'm trying to support her and end up that happening. And so yeah, that's hard to do too. So
Wow. And I'm sure a lot of men can relate with that. Like as their wives, even if they're not doing like you did, the shakes, they just are eating somewhat differently because the wife is cooking differently, they lose a bunch of weight. And so that does, it shows, just like you said, we're all individual, and us as women are even more, we have all these different things that we have to take into account. And so,
yeah, like being a guy is pretty simple. Really simple.
Exactly. Oh,
Pretty
that's
good.
awesome.
So,
Yeah, you got to. Oh, I love that you said that. We got it. It's true. There's just a lot more that us as women have to take into consideration, which doesn't seem fair, but it is the way it is, And so, like you said, like a cookie cutter diet doesn't really solve that when we're all so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I'm curious, Russ, like, did you have any objections about her joining yet another program?
Excuse me. Sorry. No. Yeah. Once she described your program and how it works and what you do, I think my first words were finally something that makes sense to me. Or something there like that. She described the whole thing to me, and I thought, yes, this makes sense because it's an individual. I don't want to use the word diet because it's not a diet. I always tell Brenda it's a try it, not a diet.
She told me, and I love that.
Yeah, because you don't cut out everything. Something might affect your body, and this other thing that was cut out of your diet on another plan, you can eat, and doesn't your body can process it better. And I thought, yeah, this finally makes sense to me. And I supported it 100%. I still support it 100%. It's the best investment we've made as far as her health.
Wow.
Yeah, it's by far the best. And yeah, it's been amazing for her, not only for her body, but her head and mental health too is amazing. Yeah.
And so in going there, like, what are some of the changes you've seen in Brenda since she started the Stick to It system? I believe June was when we started together.
Yeah. Well, besides how great she looks amazing. Her energy level, her mood swings are more level, not up and it's been a huge transformation, and it's been wonderful. It's been she's done amazing with it. And the success is showing that that the work she's put in and the work you've put in to help figure her out, like figure her body.
Brenda.
Yeah.
It's true. We're tag team in this one. That's right.
To figure her body type out.
Yeah.
And and you've done an amazing job helping her. Because I don't know, well, she's probably told you, when you guys have your meetings, I sit there and eavesdrop and listen. And I'm going, and I listen to what you say and what you go through, and you don't, if something isn't working, you don't lay blame. You don't, say, well, why didn't you do this? Why, no, you go, well, let's try this and see how it works. And your support is amazing. And the way you handle it and deal with everybody is amazing. It's absolutely amazing the work you do. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Russ. I loved hearing that. One day Brenda said, well, yeah, Russ is just sitting over there listening.
Well, I want to be part of this, and I want to know what's going on. And I think every husband should know what's going on. And what really triggered that is one time Brenda went to I don't know what it was, some yoga thing that, and usually we're pretty close on the same path and wavelength. Well, my gosh, she came back from that and she was way over here and I was way over there. And she was ready to leave and divorce and this and that. I'm going, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? And so she was telling me all the stuff they did and all these feelings that got drug up, and I didn't get mad at her. I got mad at the lady that put it on, because I said she needs to tell husbands what's going on with this course. Because it was unbelievable. Caught me so off guard. So since then, what we do is, if we're part of each other's journey with that, and that was a tough learning experience, but that was one of the best learning experiences of our lives as far as our relationship goes, is to be there with each other going through all these things. It sure helps.
Wow.
It really helps. Yeah.
And to be able to understand how she's feeling going into even another program, right? Like seeing that. And so you've been able to see the mindset shift from day one to now.
Yep.
Which, if you haven't been as connected, you might not have thought that there was a whole lot that needed to be changed in the beginning, right?
Right. Exactly. And we've both been through marriages before, and we both know where the breakdown of a marriage can happen and how it can happen, and how one person goes one way and the other person goes the other way doing their own thing. And that doesn't make for a happy marriage at all. So yeah, we try to stay as connected with each other as we possibly can. And so it helps, definitely.
Which was my next question, in asking how has this affected your relationship, just the Stick to It system and her working on her mind and changing, yes, we look at what she's been eating and we tweak it to her body, but we really are working on what she's thinking, right? So how has that part affected you guys or your relationship?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. We she'll try different foods, and I'll try them. Holy, that's actually not half bad, And it's stuff I never thought I would eat or try to eat. Or she's introduced us into kalettes.
Yes, me too. Introduced me to that too.
Are they ever good?
They are good.
And they taste good. That's better than eating candy. So they're a good snack and a good meal. And and I've never been one to cook, or I'd rather do the dishes than cook. But the other day, just before Christmas, this was Christmas Eve, Brenda was busy in the kitchen, and we spent quite a bit of part of the day in the kitchen cooking and doing all sorts of things. So that was a lot of fun, and it's not something I do much of. And I'd like to do more of it with her if I could. And I think we probably will. So yeah. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I love hearing that. And and I'm sure Brenda just heard that. So now invite him into the kitchen, right? It's perfect. No, not yet. Not all the time. Okay.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah, exactly. So why do you think that Brenda has found success with this Stick to It system and not the diet?
Well, your support, definitely, and your hard work. She's allowed to eat food, like real, you know, and it's not a portion control thing. It's not a, you know, it's, well, you get a reward because you didn't eat any chocolate this week or whatever. Like, that's where I came up with that. It's a try it, not a diet. And the support from the little group chats that they've developed,
Yeah.
you know, it's amazing because I'll sit there and eavesdrop on that. And it's pretty amazing how their stories are also similar.
Yeah.
And their cravings and what, you know, and I'm thinking going, holy, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a struggle for many people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a similar story, and having the support, like to be able to do this yourself without support, I don't think too many people could do it, because it would be a pretty lonely battle.
Yeah.
Without somebody helping them or a group. And I do think the more like-minded people going through the struggle is a very good way of supporting each other.
Yeah.
And it's funny, they kind of hold each other a little accountable too,
Mm-hmm.
in a jokingly way. And you know, I've never heard anybody get offended or anything with anything that's been said. It's actually a real treat to hear them all. Yeah, it's good.
And for those of you watching, I do live coaching in my group. And on the days, there are some weekends that I don't, or, you know, certain days that I don't do the coaching. And a lot of the ladies have started to have a group chat on those days too. So it just goes to show, like Russ was saying, the community of not doing it by yourself is so important, because how many years did Brenda try to do it on her own, right? How many years, you know? And it's agony, like you said, to watch her. It's hard to watch her as the spouse, but it's also like to be that person. And I know I've been there too, that it's so lonely and you think you're the only one. But like Russ said, again, there's people and they all sound the same, you know, like we're all different, but they all sound the same, because we're not alone in this. No, like we're not, but connecting in a community is what changes things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, a lot of, like, Brenda struggled for years and years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told her one day, I said, it's not going to change overnight.
Yeah.
Look at how many years of, I don't know, unhealthy eating, or however you want to put it, you've done to your body, and it's gonna rebel against you.
Yeah.
Thinking, yeah, okay, you give me broccoli tonight, tomorrow's gonna be, I don't know, chocolate dipped almonds or something, you know what I mean? And it's gonna take a while for your body to say, okay, we're serious about this. Let's okay, I'll work with you. So
exactly. Right on the
yeah.
money with that one. That's for sure. And so
Yeah.
my last question I'm going to ask you, so I can let you go, is what would you say to other men or other husbands who have hesitations about their wife joining the Stick to It system?
Don't hesitate. Get the information. Listen to the information. It works. Support your wife through it. Help her along with it. They don't sit there when she's having her salad. Sit there and gobble a pizza down in front of her. Like, have a salad yourself. Like, change. Like, I've changed a lot of my own eating habits. Like, I probably eat half as much as what I used to. And it's amazing how much I overate.
Wow.
And yeah, and be patient, and it takes time, but it's well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. But I think the big thing is be informed with what your spouse is going through and how she's going through it, and be together through the whole process. And you both can reap the rewards. And that's pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
It's really satisfying. So yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for all of that, Russ. Like, I know that's going to be beneficial to a lot of people, but I mean, to this lovely lady behind you, right? Like,
I think she was eavesdropping.
I think you both have an eavesdropping thing.
Yep. We're not too far away from one another, so.
Exactly. I love that. And I hope if anybody, like Brenda has said before, if there's anyone with questions, like I know that these two would be happy to answer, right? Is that okay that I say that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Russ is willing to start a men's group if he has to.
I was ready to after that yoga retreat she went to.
Enough of that, man. Let's stick together. No more of that.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, thank you guys so much. And I also think it was perfect timing that I received a Christmas card from the two of you like 5 minutes before I started our live. So that made me happy. And you guys are so sweet, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you.
Well,
And yeah, sorry, cut you off there.
no, we I'll try not to cry, but because of you, and I mean, we worked together over the years, but this is the longest we've worked together. But because of being connected with you, it has changed our relationship because of what it's done for my head. It's totally changed our relationship and our marriage. Like it really, like I can't even stress enough how much my change in eating has changed my brain, or my brain has changed. It's like kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And it really has changed our relationship in ways that we can't even, you can't, there's not enough time to explain what you've done for us in our relationship just by helping me with my food.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're a part of our life,
Yeah.
and we're grateful for it.
We owe you a
Oh,
lot of gratitude. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
thank you guys so much. And I mean, it took trust, right? It took you guys trust and stepping out with something new and different. And I really appreciate that too. So
Yeah.
thank you guys. And yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, but I could talk to you two all day. The rest of the world might not want to be part of that conversation. But okay, well, have a good, happy new year. And Brenda will be talking like later today. So it's no problem there. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.